Nah, I didn't it.
The top right on the red one. Yeah, it's missed it.
Yeah, so did I. It didn't work.
Get the holder. What's that?
That.
You're hot enough, Lou. Calm down. Okay, I just want to run through a bit of a quick topic that I think could benefit everyone here. So if you've got any notes to take out, maybe a goodie. It's just about kind of energy and intensity and goals and strategy and kind of the mindset that we need to succeed in this business. And where we're at right now, we've had a couple of newer people start with us. So we've got a couple of guys in this room that are pretty much brand new, and I think it's pretty exciting. And when you're new, there's always some challenges that need to be addressed, like working on performance and commissions, a bit of a mindset adjustment, and being your own boss and you control your own hours and all that kind of stuff. It's good and bad, it's great that you can be flexible, and it's bad that you can be flexible. So it's, sometimes if you're not self-disciplined enough, it can actually limit you as well. So I just wanted you to start off by thinking, the goals and things like that. Why are you guys here, and what do you want to get out of the business this year? So if you want to write this one down just for yourself to answer at a later date, you don't have to do it right now, but just think what's the reason that I'm sitting in this room right now? Why am I even in the business with DriverCo OTM and doing these sales? I think if you've got that identified, it's going to help you a lot more to succeed. So if I can just pick on someone, maybe Matthew at the moment, what's your kind of goal short term and then long term? Why are you here? What are you trying to get out of the business?
Short term, I just want to build a team and trying to advance them as much as as quickly as possible. And then long term, I guess it's just having the financial capacity or the resources to live a comfortable life, and also have left over to indulge in luxury events.
It's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know, but whenever Matthew wins his Prezi cards, so he gets $600 a month or $700 depending on how many sales he does, he actually gives it to his family. So he doesn't even spend it on himself, he just gives it to his mum. So I think it's pretty cool to have goals like that where you can actually support and help out your family. And not only is he doing 70 sales in a month, earning good income from that, but he's then giving away the extra to someone else. So make sure you've got those things in mind. That's not just business goals, because it's great having a goal to get to a certain level, like sales coach or being a business owner, but you've got that personal attachment to it. I'm out here in the fucking cold. Yeah, I'm getting up in the dark. I'm leaving fucking South Auckland at 6:30 a.m. to get to the office on time because I'm going to support my family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get it the wrong way around. I think we spend less time working because of the family, but that's the opposite mindset. I'm at work to help the family. You know what I mean? So. And family's a tough one, man. They're always at you, I've got a wife and kids, I've got my own family, and they always want you to spend more time with them, which is really nice. And I'm kind of lucky that I can choose to do that a bit.
Yeah.
But if I spend too much time with family and not work enough, then I can't support the family enough financially. So it's a bit of a balance, So I just wanted to write down these a couple of points here. I've got 10 or 11 points here in terms of how do you get ahead, how to master your growth this year. And the first one, number one, is just being organised. Cool, so time management is really, really important for you guys at this stage in your life. Most of you guys are in your 20s. You're just working out how to balance your life and with your family time, your business time, your sports or social events, and gym, diet, all that kind of stuff. You're just trying to work out what your lifestyle is going to look like. And it's really important your time management's on point. And to do that, you actually have to spend time organising your week. So you have to figure out what days you're going to go train, or if you don't like gym, you might go for a run, or if you don't like exercise, you might just go for a walk in nature or gaming or whatever you want to do. But make sure you've got it scheduled so that you've actually got dates and times and days you can do it. Social life, family catch-ups, all that kind of stuff. And then you can even be a bit more organised and plan a whole month, and you can think about what road trips are coming up. So if you guys are new and you don't know how to do this, there's a link on the job form that you can actually see all the road trips for the next 3 months. So you can kind of look ahead and go, actually I'm busy that week because I've got a family thing on, but the week after I want to go on that road trip, and you can kind of start getting organised early. All these kinds of things, okay? Just be on top of all that stuff. The second point is thinking macro, not micro. So you need to have the ability to look at the big picture rather than just the little things that niggle at you day to day, Like you wake up in the morning and you're like, you haven't got a fresh shirt, or you haven't ironed your shirt, or your car's low on gas, or just these like little things that niggle at you each day. If you've got a bigger picture in mind and a goal you're trying to achieve, those things don't affect you as much, right? Another example is if you might sometimes be working next to Chase, and Chase is really lazy on site. This is my analogy, not the truth. And he's on his phone all day. He's fucking just on Instagram all day. Just like, I'm like, fuck man, this guy's not even working. Should that affect me? It shouldn't, but it sometimes can. We let it affect us.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I don't care what that guy's doing. I gotta hit my goals. Yeah, I'm gonna make some bank. I gotta make sure I'm hitting my KPIs, make sure I'm hitting my sales. There's a choice you have to make sometimes. Yeah. Same with if the opposite effect happens. Maybe Chase is a hustler and he's really working hard and he's beating me. And it's like 3 o'clock, he's on 2 sales already. I haven't done a sale. Sometimes I look at that person and I get jealous, or I get frustrated, or I'm like, oh man, that's bullshit. Like I haven't got in sales yet. But you can't worry about that other horse next to you in the race. You got to focus on your lane only, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really, really important that you think about these things. Cool. Number 3 is initiative. Try and figure out ways to solve problems. Use your initiative, rather than just coming to your team leader or the person that's training you, or the business owner, or with problems. Maybe think about a couple of suggestions before you come up with the problem, and then you go, hey, I've got an issue with this, but I've thought about it, and like, maybe if you give me some advice, point me in the right direction, and I was thinking about handling it this way, this way, this way, what do you think's best? And then the person might still come up with a different way, or maybe choose one of those ways, or give you some direction. But if you just come into someone with problems, it gets pretty tedious after a while, it gets frustrating, right? Number 4 is learn to love a challenge. One of the reasons I love this business, and I've been here for more than 15 years, it's because it's hard. But if it's not hard and it's easy, it's boring. Easy is boring. Hard is like challenging is rewarding. So you're going to go through some times where sales is hard, and some days that are hard, and some weeks that are hard. And the weather, like this week's been amazing weather. It's cold, but the weather's beautiful, and I don't think anyone can complain this week after the last few weeks. We've had some absolute shit weeks of weather. Yep. So make sure you learn to love the challenge. There's lots of milestones and things coming up that we're new things we're going to be trying soon, and you might be like doing lotteries for the first time. If you want to do lotteries, talk to Chase a little about how lotteries works. Working at a mall, or even sometimes working at a site that's really busy. Sometimes it's hard to stop people at a busy site, and then you're like, oh man, it's too busy here. And then I see you're a slower site, you're like, oh, it's too slow here. So try and just learn to love the challenge and figure out what can I do to try and adapt to that. Number 5 is stop feeling sorry for yourself. And this is going to apply. These things are going to apply to you guys, whether you're here short term, long term, whatever you end up doing in life. But you got to own your shit, man. You can't feel sorry for yourself. Everything that happens in your life is your fault. If you can act like that and take accountability, you'll be able to actually change and impact your life for the better. Cool. A lot of people get good at blaming others, yeah? And all they do is end up with a victim mentality, and they can never change their lives. Yeah, and then before they know it, they're 30, 40, 50 years old, and their life is still in the same position as it was when they were younger. So try and take accountability, own your shit. And the best thing about sales is it's a level playing field, right? So no matter what you did before this, no matter what upbringing you had, if you come into sales, you probably didn't have any experience or pretty limited experience, and we're going to provide the same opportunity for growth and learning in the same pathway as everyone else. Doesn't matter if you came from a fucking rich family in Rimmers, yeah, and your dad gave you $1 million as an inheritance, and then you started in sales, you still start from scratch, yeah? Or if you grew up in South Auckland, you come from a tough upbringing, you still start from scratch. So everyone's on a level playing field. So I think it's important to remember that, and just stop feeling sorry for yourself and just own your shit and try and make sure you got no excuses as a mentality. Number 6 is you need to have a hunter's mentality to chase your goals. Cool. If you think about it like you're in, Serengeti National Park. Okay, we're in Africa now. Do you want to be a gazelle or a fucking wildebeest, or do you want to be a lion or a cheetah, right? So you have to chase after your goals, right? You actually have to run towards your goals. You have to try and act swiftly. Don't get stuck in going through the motions. The difference with this business is you can get caught out just cruising, and if you just cruise, you won't hit your goals. You'll just do okay. And if you only do okay, you won't make enough income, and then you do that for a month, 6 weeks, 2 months, you'll be behind your goals. You have to really chase every day. Remember, good things don't just come to you. That's called luck. Okay, if you want something, you got to go out and get it. No one's going to give it to you. You got to fight for it. You got to take it. Have you seen that video clip of there's like a male and female lion, and then there's like a bunch of wildebeest running past, and one of them's like trying to figure out which one to grab and just can't make a decision, and then the male lion just comes in and just jumps in there, just fucking tackles one of the. You guys seen that clip?
Yeah.
It's quite good. It's like just got to go for it. Like forget about whatever's going on. Just get stuck in. So number 7 is discipline. Just discipline to show up every day, no matter what, even if you're feeling a bit shit, even if you're feeling sick. Who's feeling a bit sick today? There's a lot of sickness going around. Sometimes you just got to push through it, you know. I know they say stay home if feeling sick, and yeah, okay, sometimes it's better to do that, but usually, I mean, I pretty much don't take days off. Like I just have to be here every day. If you had a business to run, you'd probably do the same thing. So if you had the discipline to do that, you know, you'd probably just be able to make it work. You know, even if you're feeling a bit shit. Because what are you gonna do if you're at home anyway? You sleep for a little bit, play PlayStation for a little bit, get bored after a couple of hours, and then you're like, I probably should have just gone to work and made some money. So if you can stand up and talk to people, you can probably get in the office and do some work, you know. So have the discipline to show up, try and be in on time, and put the hustle in. And next point, number 8, is charisma. You need to bring your A game, and you need to display your personality and charm. There's a lot of people in this room that have big personalities. I reckon you guys could probably bring it out a little bit more in the morning. You know, just have a yarn, have fun, enjoy yourselves, come in, have a chat to everyone, and like just be fun to be around. You know, try and bring the positive energy in the morning, even if you've got some challenges going on. If you've got challenges happening, come talk to me. You know, Lou, Chase, Matthew, these guys that are more senior doing training, stuff like that, and have those challenges out for us to help handle. But at the same time, like, don't let it affect everyone else and yourself. Like, just come in and have some fun. Cool. So may as well try and enjoy the environment. Number 9 is empathy. And if you're working with someone that's you know, maybe not doing as well, like try and encourage them a little bit, try and be supportive, try and create that environment where we're helping look after everyone. You know, be patient and try and have each other's back. Number 10 is drive. Drive is just getting fired up. You owe it to yourself to have a real good crack at this opportunity. You know, whether you're here, you know, some of you guys in this room are pretty new, and you're probably thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be here for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years. You know, I thought I was only going to be in sales for a couple of months to get experience 15 years ago. I'm still here, you know. So I think it's important to have that, like, you know, mindset that you might only be doing this once in your life, working in sales. And I think a lot of people think, what if I don't do well with commission? But they kind of forget to ask, what if I do well with commission? Because there's people in this room that are definitely underperforming. There's people in this room that haven't reached their potential yet, you know. So I'd love to see everyone hit their potential, make good sales, get on road trips, do 20, 30, 40 sales in a week and make some really good bank. Because life's a lot easier when you're hitting your goals and you start having that confidence in yourself. It's a lot harder when you have that bit of doubt, you know. So just try and think about where you want to be by the end of the year this year. And I sometimes think about those chats you have with your family at Christmas time, you know, when you're talking to that random uncle and he's like, how's work going? You know, how's that commission job going? You know, did it work out? And I want to be like, yeah, it fucking did work out. I've saved like 20 grand in the bank and I'll be making like good income this year, you know? Like, so try and think about those conversations and where you want to be by Christmas time this year. How many presents you got to buy? Christmas isn't cheap usually, especially if you've got a big family like me. So where do you want to be? Like, think about that and get yourself fired up, you know? You owe it to yourself, so go show yourself what you can achieve. The last part here, number 11, little extra tip, is master your emotions. So try and understand your emotions and acknowledge what you're feeling, and then give yourself a little bit of time to work out where your emotions are at. So if you feel a bit overwhelmed, like, don't be afraid to just like take 5 minutes off site, or usually there'll be a car at site. Go jump in the car and borrow the keys for 5 minutes and just sit there and try and get your head in the right place. And like sometimes I'll just come in the office and like even this morning, I was like just a little bit grumpy, just a little bit like kind of negative, you know. So I had to kind of check myself a bit, have a bit of time where I was like, all right, I'm not in the best mindset. I need to like have 5 minutes and try and get myself back in the game, you know. that will happen to you on site as well. So it's really important you understand that and you're aware of that. You actually have to kind of go and do that. So me and Chase went down and grabbed a coffee, gave each other some banter, and I was feeling a bit better after that. So you know, like try not to be negative, but if you are, you can kind of change it. You know, that's pretty much it, guys. So with the emotions thing, like we're all going to go through challenges, you know, and I've had my fair share of challenges over the years. Like I've got 2 kids, and when the first one was born, she was in hospital for 4 months and almost didn't make it. I saw her resuscitated like 5 or 6 times. Like she literally died in front of me. The doctors had to resuscitate her. So you can imagine the emotions and the feelings and all that shit is horrible, man. So my wife was in hospital with her every single day. Luckily the hospital in Auckland's actually not far from here. So I'd be in the office in the morning, running the business. Because if I didn't have a business to run and didn't have any money coming in, I can't support my family. So I have to come to work. So I did that in the morning. Then about 1 or 2 p.m. I'd be at the hospital for the rest of the afternoon. And then when I could, I'd jump out and do calls with the guys and help manage expectations. And people would be calling me going, Mark, the site's a bit slow. And I've just watched my fucking daughter be resuscitated. How do you reckon I felt? You know, you got to master your emotions. Because Chase is calling me going, oh man, I don't know if this site's very good. I'm like, I just want to sometimes fucking punch someone. I'm like, my daughter almost died and you're complaining about the site being slow, you know? That's only an example, by the way, you didn't actually do that. But sometimes it's a hard thing to go through, you know? You have to deal with these challenges. And my wife almost didn't make it when my son was born. So she like bled out and lots of, you know,